This is our fully implemented prototype of Nijar Jami, where we revolutionized land ownership by giving 100% security, instant verification, 24/7 service using blockchain security and multi-role user verification. First, let's connect as admin, which will be our land ministry. Let's connect our wallet. So this is the page where the land ministry can get a full overview of current users and the registered properties. The admin can verify user, manage roles, and manage properties. Let us set a role of a user as register. For this, we will select Register Dhanmondi. And now we can see that all the information of the user has been given. Let's select the role as register. Here, we leverage blockchain-based access control by assigning register privilege directly on-chain, enabling the register to perform specialized duties such as transaction oversight and approval with cryptographic security. Now let's go to that user's dashboard. Currently, the user is a citizen, but upon refresh, we can see that the role has been updated to a register. We can see that the register can also verify users and manage properties. Now let's create a totally new user. If we are logging in for the first time, it will take us to a page to complete our registration. After filling out all the information, the user can submit their data for verification. When we go to the dashboard, we can see that the user is not verified and they cannot access any of the pages yet. Now, in the register page, if we go to verify user, we can see that the exact user is waiting for approval. We can either approve them or reject them. When we click on approve, our platform authenticates citizens using blockchain-backed digital identities, offering zero-knowledge proof so users can securely access services and prove ownership or rights without disclosing personal information to third parties. We can see that our user is verified. Before going to that user, let us register a property first. Let's register the property for the newly verified user using their NID. When we click register, the property is tokenized as an NFT, and we utilize Pinata Cloud IPFS hashing to immutably store property data and metadata off-chain, ensuring traceability and tamper resistance through decentralized storage. We can see that the property is registered. If we scroll down, we can see that the newly registered property is added here. If we click on the property, we can see all the details about it. Now, if we go to that citizens page, we can see that they are now verified and can access all the pages. Here, in My Properties, they can now visit their newly registered property. Now, let's see how a user can sell their property to others. Here, we are using a marketplace-based selling where a user can put their property on sale and other users can bid for the property. So, the property is now on the marketplace. If we go there, we can see that our property is on for sale. Now, if another user goes to the marketplace, we can see that this is a totally different user. They will also see the property in the marketplace. Now, if we click on it, we can see that there is an option to bid on this property. As we can see, the initial value will have to be at least the market value of the property. We can see that their bid is stored and it is currently the highest bid as there is no other bids. Now, if a third user goes to the marketplace, they will also see the same property. If they try to place a bid, they will have to place a bid which is 5% more than the current highest bid. This user is the highest bidder till now. Let's go to the owner of the property. They can now see all the bids and can accept the highest bid anytime. If they accept it, the smart contract automatically initiates the transfer of ownership to the highest bidder, beginning a multi-step transfer process that is securely logged and executed on blockchain. Now, if we go to the transfer management and click on the As Seller tab, we can see that the owner has approved the sale. But the buyer and register approval is still pending. If we go to the buyer's page and click on transfer management, we can see that there is a purchase request. When the buyer clicks on approve, the transfer process incorporates a second blockchain recorded approval, adding another cryptographic layer to ensure both parties agree to the property ownership change before finalization. Both the buyer and the seller has approved the transfer, but they will have to wait for the registrar's approval. Now let's go to the registers page and go to property management and click on transfer requests tab. We can see that there is a new transfer request. The registrar can see that both the buyer and the seller approved the transfer. They can also see the full details of the transfer. When the registrar approves the transaction, the final step is executed directly on the blockchain, completing the consensus-driven ownership transfer sequence and ensuring full compliance with all smart contract conditions. We can see that the transaction is now complete. Now, if we go back to the buyer's page and go to My Properties, we will see that the property is now owned by the buyer, which means the transfer was successful. Finally, if we go to the Chain Explorer page, we can see all the public transactions here. This shows that every transaction and approval remains immutable, fully auditable, and publicly verifiable, guaranteeing trust in the process.